All right. Our good friend who listens to the show is always supportive. Our good friend John Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
He sent over a story.
Okay.
What was kind of funny is that I kind of ran across this story at the exact same day that he sent it over.
Okay.
And I was thinking of using it. Then he sent it over and said, you need to use this. And I thought, well, I guess I'm not the only one who had that thought.
Right.
So here we go.
All right.
Wendell, this is your boss, your employer. I command you to come back to work. The Penske files are piling up on your desk, and your TPS reports are overdue. I will forgive your absence because you are a radio jockey, but you must kiss all 4 arms of Ganesha and bring me 1 pound of curry as penalty. I will expect your service Monday morning. Do not disappoint me, Wendell.
All right. Well, before I get into the actual story,
Okay.
I do have a personal Indian tale story to tell.
What?
Yes.
An actual Neeley Indian tale before a story about an Indian tale?
True.
This is a double dose of goodness for the fans tonight.
Right. So I think that most people who are aware of the, what do you want to call it, the behavior of Indian people,
Right.
they're extremely cheap.
What?
Extremely cheap.
You're kidding.
Nope, not kidding. And the company that I used to work for sold industrial equipment.
Yes.
Machinery.
Mm-hmm.
And we had received a large shipment of machinery in that they claimed to the customer
Mm-hmm.
it was built here in the U.S.,
Okay.
but in all reality, it was built in China.
Right.
So part of receiving this machinery
Right.
required some assembly here when it came here.
Sure.
And even though I was a sales manager
And a radio jockey. Yes.
because of my skill level
Mm-hmm.
in having a CDL and having hands-on skill level and so forth,
Mm-hmm.
they required me to help assemble some of this machinery by hand.
Okay.
And this machinery was stainless steel.
Right.
So it required stainless steel bolts
Right.
to be used in assembly.
Right.
And there's a national company out there called Fastenal.
Okay.
And there was a local Fastenal store that carried some of the machinery bolts that we needed that were made from stainless steel.
Sure.
But they only sold that size of stainless steel bolts in 6-packs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sent to the Fastenal store to go buy some of these bolts. But as I said, they only came in a 6-pack.
Right.
So when I bought them and brought them back to the area that we were assembling this machinery,
Mm-hmm.
we only required 3 of the 6 bolts.
Okay.
And then after we were done with the job,
Mm-hmm.
my Indian boss told me that I needed to go back to the Fastenal store and see if I could return the 3 bolts for a refund.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not kidding you.
How much did the bolts cost?
The pack of 6 bolts was $12.
And he wanted you to go and get a refund?
Yeah, for $6.
Did you do it?
No,
You told him to go fuck
I
himself?
did. I said, how fucking cheap do you gotta be?
Wendell, this is how we make our money, Wendell. You take lots of our money from the commission. This is how we pay it. This week your commission comes from your ability to get us our bolt money back. Now be quiet and go back to your desk.
Exactly.
It is Monday.
It is. So he wanted me to return 3 of the 6 bolts for a refund.
Wendell, I would like you to take all 6 bolts back. Can you not find a little stick to put in with a bolt hole? We do not need to use these expensive $2 bolts. You should be able to do it with putty. Make it work for us, Wendell, and we will pay you greatly. A $1 bonus for you. Before tax.
I have one more Indian tale, personal Indian tale.
Okay.
We would often rent cars from Enterprise.
Yeah.
And the daily rental rate, because it was a corporate rate,
Sure.
was $32 a day.
Okay.
Well, I rented a car for 2 days
Okay.
at $32 a day.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't
$64.
I didn't know that we had a corporate rate. So the walk-in off the street rate was $34 a day.
$2 more.
$2 more for 2 days, so $4.
Yeah.
So my boss, who was driving the car for 2 days, as I was on my way home, he was returning the car to the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And they were charging him $68 instead of $64.
Okay.
And he wanted me to stop by the Enterprise to tell them that I had made a mistake and that I should have gotten the corporate rate because it was in my name for the $4.
And please tell me you told him to go fuck himself.
Well, the Enterprise was actually on my way home, and I was actually on my way home.
Yeah.
And so I swung in there, and fortunately, I was able to do that to save him the $4.
I can just hear that call. You must speak to our representative, Wendell. You might remember him from the times you fucked him on his car.
Right.
But now you are fucking us on $4. We cannot have that. If you were in India, you would be hanged for such a crime. Give me my $4, and I may come back again.
Right.
Ugh. Fucking cheap fucks. Jesus Christ. $4? Well, just think, between that and the bolts, that's a lunch.
Well, speaking of lunch.
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you a story, one more story, since you brought that up.
Okay.
When we were traveling, if we were traveling for business purposes, there was a per diem.
Sure.
That they would pay for meals.
Was that about 35 cents?
Well, the per diem was $7 for breakfast.
Okay.
$10 for lunch. And $15 for dinner.
Wow. All the McDonald's you can eat.
Right. So that would be $32 total for a day.
Yeah. Okay.
For a whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was traveling, and I didn't eat all day. I was driving because I was driving from Indiana to Valparaiso, or from Indiana to Dallas, Texas.
Okay, right.
And when I'm on the road, I don't usually stop and eat.
Yeah, because it's a big hassle with a fucking vehicle.
Yeah, so I just drive, right? So I got to my destination point, and I went out to Chili's. I went to Chili's for dinner, right?
Okay.
So I had dinner, had a couple of glasses of wine with dinner, and the total bill came out to, I think it was like $27, I think.
Okay.
It's $27.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Yeah. Well, I didn't spend anything all day long, and my total bill was like $27.
That is tough shit, Wendell.
So when I turned in my expense report for $27, they wanted to know why I was turning in a receipt for $27 when dinner is only $15.
That is $12 you are not entitled to, Wendell.
Well, I told them, I said, well, that was my total bill for the day, and my per diem is $32.
That is not how we calculate here. We do it a different way.
So I basically told them that they were $5 ahead.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't accept the fact that it wasn't a total daily balance. It was per meal balance.
You say $5 ahead. We say
$12
behind.
Exactly.
We will teach you, Wendell. You will pay the $12. And you will do it today.
Yes.
We will not wait for it to come out of your check. Give it to me in cash right now.
So I made him add up the total of what it was for a daily allowance.
Okay.
And then what my receipt was.
Yeah.
And he had to admit was $5 less than a daily allowance.
And did he see the error in his way?
No, he wanted to press the $15 for dinner.
Yeah. All right. Well then, fine. Pay me my fucking $7 and my fucking $12.
Right.
You cocksucker. Jesus. So how did it work out?
Well, that they dropped it after that because I made him. I said, "What is 7 plus 10 plus 15?"
I do not know this Common Core, Wendell. We do not do that in India.
Right.
The way we do it is we see the white face and we fuck it out of money.
Exactly.
That is the Indian way. Learn it, live it. Back to your desk and be quiet. Because it is Monday.
Exactly. So, my advice to anybody who listens to the show.
Don't deal with a person that speaks like me.
If you choose to deal with people from India, just be aware of their way of thinking.
Yeah. And for God's sakes, don't shake their hand.
No.
Oof.
Well, anyway, Chris, what year and what century are we in?
21st and 2018?
We're in 2018.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the century and the year and the progress that we've made as a world population does not seem to apply to India.
No.
Because apparently human life is really not valuable.
No.
If you're a woman in India.
Okay. So why are you disparaging paradise?
So in India, 63 million females are unaccounted for.
Is that all?
As in missing.
63 million?
63 million.
Now, is that last month or all time or what?
Well, I'm thinking all time since they've been keeping track.
Okay. And how long has that been? How long have they given them enough credit to actually consider them in account?
I'm not really sure.
8 years?
Well, I'm gonna make a comparison here.
Okay.
Since the left always likes to bring up Hitler all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Hitler, even though the atrocities of World War II were pretty substantial, the extermination of 6 million Jews, plus, the Germans lost in the war, plus other people that were eliminated due to physical defects, etc. They pale in comparison to the number of people in Poland under Stalin.
Sure.
Who were exterminated.
Right.
So if you want to, all told, if you want to go back to World War II numbers, we're probably looking at like close to 20 million people.
Wow.
20 million, exterminated.
Yeah.
Well, India, as a country, they're missing 63 million girls. 63 million.
That's Pol Pot territory, isn't it?
Yeah. But nobody says a word about that.
Whatever, dude. My name is Adolf Magoo, and I handle the women with no care.
Right. A deeply felt preference for boys has left more than 63 million women statistically missing
Jesus.
across India. And more than 21 million girls unwanted by their families. So for the 63 million who are gone, just disappeared, there's 21 million basically left homeless or left without any, what do you want to call, family connections. So we're basically talking about 84 million women here.
Barely worth a statistic, dude. It's just 80 million.
Yeah, 84 million.
Is there anything that you could have 84 million of and it wouldn't fill a room? Paper clips?
Exactly.
I mean, anything. Is there anything that you could have 84 million of other than cells and not fill a fucking room?
No.
And the Indian government's like, whatever.
Yeah, it's only 84 million women.
I wonder how many dogs they're missing. By comparison, I'll bet it's less. I'll bet you there's less pets missing than there are women. Good God, man.
The skewed ratio of men to women is largely the result of sex-selective abortions.
Okay.
Better nutrition and medical care for boys, according to the government's annual economic survey, which was released on Monday.
Right.
In addition, the survey found that families where a son is born are more likely to stop having children than families where a girl is born.
Yeah.
Shit, we had a girl banging out another one. Shit, right. Another girl bang out another one.
It's funny. Dude, and the weird thing about this is I've got to think that some of the other stories that we've read are part of the reason for this count, where these guys are like doing like honor killings of their daughters or whatever.
Right.
Because they won't fucking cook for some dude that they're trying to hook them up with. So they just kill the daughter and just fucking dump her in the woods somewhere and never talk about her again.
That's pretty much it.
And then it's like, all right, well, fuck. I guess somebody might remember her, but not us. Take her pictures off the fucking... Well, it wouldn't be a fireplace. What would it be? The wall of the hut?
Whatever it is.
Yeah, take her picture down from that.
Yeah.
See, there's the hut.
Yeah, exactly. This is where I shit kids.
Probably where she lives.
But see, this again is where ideology overrides common sense.
Okay.
People get so steeped in their ideology that it overrides anything from, being morally, have any kind of moral value. Because their ideology tells them differently.
Right.
And, not to shit on people who are religious or whatever, but that's what religion does too.
Of course.
That's their ideology. That's where that's where Muslim extremists fall into problems. Everything is this belief.
Yeah.
I have this belief system, so everything else be damned because my belief tells me I need to do this or that.
Right, sure.
So the same thing with Indians. Oh, we gotta have a boy. God damn it, you had or Allah damn it, or who is it? Whatever it is that they believe over there. Elephant, damn it.
Elephant, damn it.
Isn't their god an elephant?
An elephant or a cow or something, isn't it?
Yeah. You had another girl. Shit out another kid. Hopefully it'll be a boy.
Let us try again. But I must kill you and get another one because you keep producing girls.
Exactly. Sex-selective abortions are illegal in India.
Okay.
And doctors are forbidden from even revealing the gender of a fetus. But it's easy to find radiologists willing to break the rules.
Yes.
You give me a couple rupee, I'll tell you what sex your child is.
I will tell you if you will have a strapping young lad or a disappointment.
Right.
Give me 43 rupees and I tell you if it's disappointing. For 80 rupees, I not only tell you, but take care of her with some high radiation. She will come out with 2 heads, and neither will work. Jeez.
You give me 80 rupees, I tell you if you will be...
disappointed.
Exactly. 80 rupee, I tell you.
Disappointed!
Disappointed.
Exactly. Rupees.
Rupees.
Yep.
Ugh. Look at this picture. Who put this picture in here? Eddie rocks. Just a bunch of guys lined up taking a shit.
Yeah, that's what they do over there.
In the street.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Ugh.
And they're happy about that. They look at each other, smiling.
Oh, smiling. Look at that fucking dilapidated building over there.
I know.
But we can't call that place a shithole?
No.
Everything about that photo screams shithole.
Exactly.
Everything about that.
Thank you, President Trump, for speaking the truth.
My God, the only thing lacking a shithole there is that they're not shitting in a hole. They don't even have the couth to shit in a hole. They're whatever's worse than a shithole. They're a shit flat.
Exactly.
Or a shit street or whatever. My God. Dig a hole, you fucking animals. Jesus.
The combination of long-held cultural beliefs and financial realities means that millions of Indian families dread having daughters.
Yes, we do, Vendel. That is the way it works.
What year is this? Year 11?
It is 542 A.D., Wendell. At least in our culture, we do not get dissuaded by this newfound technology or societal ways. They got it right in 542. No reason to change now. Now, excuse me for a minute. I must kill my baby daughter.
Exactly.
Don't tell anyone. I don't want any memory of her. 63,000,001.
Look at James Allen. Too poor for a hole.
Yeah, probably.
Should I play some Alice in Chains Down in a Hole?
Down in the hole.
Or should I play Man in a Box where he's covered in shit?
Buried in my shit.
Exactly. The birth of a son is often a cause of celebration.
That is correct, Wendell.
And family pride.
We are very, very prideful of our sons. Daughters, less than the puppies.
Right. And the birth of a daughter can be at time a real
Disappointed!
It is a very big disappointment, Wendell.
And an embarrassment.
Having a daughter is proof that transgender not a bad thing.
Right.
Maybe they can pretend for a little while anyway that they are a boy. That is somewhat acceptable in our culture.
Exactly. It even causes mourning as the parents look toward the immense debts they will need to take on to pay for a marriage dowry.
Oh, a marriage dowry. Is that what they're worried about?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, because they're cheap.
Ugh. Just imagine how... Just think about this. They don't even have, like, regular bathrooms.
Yeah, they don't even have a toilet, or let me use a term that my dad often used when I was growing up. You don't even have a pot to piss in.
Yeah, they don't have a piss pot. Can you imagine what the pussy must smell like on a 5-year-old fucking Indian girl? That has got to be brutal. There's no chance, and when they turn 13, there's no chance that they're going to have any feminine hygiene products.
Of course not. They don't even have a toilet.
Those girls are going to school with fucking red streams running down their legs. Just viciously nasty.
Exactly.
Just fucking coagulated scabs, like, running down almost to the knee. Just fucking gross.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Like I said, this is 2018.
No, it's not. It's 542.
Like I said, year 11. That was a good year.
And that was a very good year.
Look at that picture Eddie Rock's put in there. He's probably swimming in the river Ganges.
That is my daughter. She is taking a bath.
You know, the thing is that they depend on the river Ganges. I think it's called Ganges.
Okay.
For their irrigation and water and things. And these people are shitting in that river, and they're dumping dead bodies in there because they think it has magical powers and shit like that. It's like, at what point does that even make sense? Go, I got a drink out of that stream. Yeah, there you go. There's a perfect picture right there.
Oh! Whose daughter is that?
I got to drink out of this river and use it to water my crops. But It's got magic powers, so I'm going to dump Grandpa in there because it's going to transport him to the next land.
Jesus God. Yuck. That is brutal.
Yeah, but that's how it goes, man.
Yeah.
Studies have long shown that Indian girls are less educated than the boys. They have poorer nutrition and get less medical attention.
Okay.
Many women, including educated, wealthy women, say they face intense pressure, most often from mothers-in-laws, to have sons.
Mm-hmm.
You have a boy, God damn it. Or Allah damn it.
Yeah, Allah damn it.
By analyzing birth rates and the gender of last-born children, the report also estimated that more than 21 million Indian girls are not wanted by their families.
Wow.
21 million.
That's a few.
Yeah. The challenge of gender...
How many are born a year? If you had to guess, how many would you think are born in a year?
In a year?
In India.
Well, how many people live in India? I think it's like 300 million or something like that. Some ridiculous number.
Billions, isn't it?
It's a ridiculous number.
India...
Population. Not copulation, but population.
1.324 billion in 2016. Wow. So thinking a million girls are born is probably a low number.
Let's just say that 10%.
Yeah. So that'd be what? 1.3 million at 10%. But that's probably just the ones that they allow to live.
Right.
It's 10%, and then they kill off the other 90%.
Pretty much.
Jesus Christ. I'm looking at these stats, looking for anything interesting here. There's really... Fertility rate, 3.2 births per woman. God damn.
So take 50% and then go times 3.
Yeah.
So what is that? What'd you say the population is?
1.324.
Okay.
Well, let's see. Believe it or not, the females live to be older than the men. I find that hard to believe. The males live to be 67.4 years old. The females live to be 72.6. Wow. Interesting. I can't find a stat, though, of how many women are born a year. Oh, well. Anyway, go ahead. This is tragic.
It is. These people are barbarians.
Yeah, they really are.
Anyway, by analyzing birth rates and the gender of last-born children, the report estimates that more than 21 million girls are not wanted by their families. The challenge of gender is long-standing, probably going back millennia.
Mm-hmm.
Noting that India must confront the societal preferences for boys.
Wow.
The report also noted that the increased wealth does not mean an end to male preferences among families, with many comparatively wealthy areas, including New Delhi, faring worse over the years.
Right.
Many of the best scores for women's development, the report noted, were in India's northeast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you the story about that.
Okay.
A model of the rest of the country, a cluster of states that hang off the country's edge, where most people are ethnically closer to China and Myanmar, and where some people don't even see themselves as Indian.
So they just don't acknowledge that they're from
India? They're so close to other ethnicities, I guess.
Right.
That they don't really consider themselves like 100% Indian or something.
Or Chindian.
Yeah, they're Chindians.
They're Chindians.
Exactly. Yeah, look at Wolf Blitzer. He's got it right.
Oh. Breaking news. India is a fucking shithole.
So,
Blitzer.
And I may have told this story on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
But I was at a trade show with my former employers.
Okay.
And as I worked for them for 2 years, I learned a little bit about the whole culture over there.
Sure.
So, according to what I was being told and what I read up on, is that the people who live in the South India,
mm-hmm.
their skill level is in the, what do you want to call the... servant trade or what do you want to call it? Service industry.
Okay.
Where most of them are like taxi drivers, waiters, housekeepers, that kind of stuff. They're in the service industry.
Help desk for Americans?
Something like that.
Okay.
And then the people in the north,
mm-hmm.
they're more of the entrepreneurs, people who become engineers. They're the more educated, if you will.
So the Chindians are the smart ones.
Yeah, the ones in northern India, they're the ones who are more of the white collar.
Okay.
And the people in southern India are the blue collar.
Right.
So while we were at a trade show, this other Indian guy.
Hold on. Philu's meme of the century.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh my God. That is fucking so wrong, but so funny.
It is.
Holy shit, that's funny.
Uh-huh.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So like I said, in southern India, they're mostly known for the service industry, blue collar jobs,
mm-hmm.
and the northern Indians are the white collar, the educated people.
Okay.
And so we were at this trade show, and this Indian guy comes by the trade show booth and starts talking to, my former employers, and they're speaking Hindi.
Right.
In their own native language. And then after they're done talking to this guy and he goes on about his business, my boss and his brother kind of talk to each other and as if they were surprised.
Yeah.
And they're saying, did you see that engineer guy that stopped by here? He was from southern India, and he's an engineer. Like, they couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Like somebody broke the mold.
How did that guy... Did somebody leave him there?
Yeah, exactly.
He must be from northern India, and somebody left him.
And so they were talking basically in, surprised that this guy achieved in his life, that he was from southern India and he actually became an engineer.
Wow.
And so because I knew their attitudes about how they felt about people from the southern part of India, I just thought I'd throw my smart ass remark in there, and I just went, peasants. And they laughed and laughed.
That is a good one, Neeley.
Like they never heard anything so funny.
This is why you are a very successful radio jockey. You know how to make the funny.
But it's so funny that they just have this attitude that if you're from southern India, there's no way in the world that you could possibly achieve.
You are from down south. You must be a stupid moron. God forbid. What's worse, what percentage of the people down south are that stupid, which is what leads to that stereotype?
I don't know the answer, but according to Nathan from Kentucky in the chat room, southern people in India are dumb too.
Well, there is that stereotype here too. God.
So when I think about if I ever get to the point to where I retire and decide, hey, I want to travel, where I won't be going?
Come and stay at the Mumbai Hilton.
No.
No.
I have zero interest in ever going to India.
All
ever.
right. So you could bang Susanna Hoffs, but only on day 7 of a 14-day vacation in India.
Nah, wouldn't do it.
You'll pass?
Nah, I'd pass.
Really?
Yeah.
You couldn't force yourself to hide in a hotel room for 14 days.
Well, if I didn't have to go out?
Yeah, you don't have to go out.
Oh, if I could just fly there, check into a hotel, stay there for 14 days and check out and get the fuck out of there?
Yeah.
Hey, I would do that.
But there's no guarantee of a bathroom.
I have to shit in a hole, in a shithole.
You might check in and get handed a shovel.
A trowel.
Yeah. Part of your trip might be burying Susanna Hoff shit every day. Talk about taking the sexy out.
Yeah. Here's your trowel.
All right, Susanna. I dug a nice hole for you.
Yeah.
Ugh. This place sounds awful. It can't be. Is it? I mean, are the civilized places like I'm trying to picture India. I mean, I'm relating it in my own memory to Korea. There were a lot of places in Korea that had never seen a phone. You would when we would travel around, and I used to just travel around a lot because I always wanted to see some of the different places. And there were definitely places that were still living in fucking 742 AD. They're out there beating fucking clothes on rocks and shit. There were definitely that element. But if you went to downtown Seoul, it was like the most modern city you'd ever been in.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't get, is there places like that in India?
Is there fancier places?
Like, is there a place in India that is of the same technological thing as L.A.?
I think so, but it's gated off.
Okay, you got to be rich to be there.
Yeah, more or less.
All right.
I've known people who visited India, and they were basically away from the riffraff, and they would have a car pick them up at the hotel, so they didn't have to make their way through the city or interact with the locals.
I see. It's just crazy, man.
So that's one place I have zero desire to ever go to.
Well, you lived as close as anybody needs to by working for these fucking scuzzballs.
Right?
Jesus.
Yes, Eddie rocks. I'm playing Man in a Box. He's like, what's that? Is he playing Man in a Box? Buried in my shit.
Buried in my shit.
Right. So there you are.
Well, the Indians there. Oh, there you go. Is that India? Oh, that's not. Ugh. God damn it. I really didn't need to see that, Phil.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. I was trying to see the city. Hey, that city looks all right. Doesn't look super modern, though. That looks like 60s modern. Doesn't it? That architecture stuff looks like it's from the 60s.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really want to go there.
No. I have zero interest.
Yeah. I have less interest in that chick Phil Ooze posted, though. Thank goodness, that's fucking wrong.
That's a typical Indian mama right there.
Her or Rosie?
I would say that's kind of typical of a lot of Indian chicks.
I'm asking which one you'd put your dick in, her or Rosie.
Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah.
I think I'd probably go with that Indian chick.
Would you?
Yeah. Rosie's almost intolerable.
Man, that's a really tough choice.
That is a tough choice.
I think I got to go Rosie.
Really?
Better story. Yeah, I think if it was that one or Rosie, I think I got to go Rosie.
Okay.
Not by a lot, though. Either way, I'm going to do a lot of heavy drinking ahead of it.
Okay.
Oof. Yeah, that's pretty awful.
Yeah, that's tough to swallow.
Not a lot of good choices there.
Not at all.
Not exactly a strong pickings. All right.
That's a yikes.
Yeah, that's a lose-lose if ever there was one.
Are you sure you don't want to go to India?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I don't want to go. Why, you got a reason for me to go now?
No, not at all.
I was going to say. Plus, you can't even have a fucking hamburger over there, can you?
I don't think so.
That alone would suck. You know, I don't want to eat a fucking... God knows, I'd be afraid to eat anything.
Yeah, well, you could definitely pick up a parasite over there.
That's what I'm saying. It's all disgusting. They can't even afford a fucking shitter. Let alone to wash their fucking hands before they cook some food.
Exactly.
Ugh, no thanks.
Yeah. So I think the consensus is none of us have any interest in go to India.
No, not at all. Just seems disgusting to me. I had never really thought about it that much until this show. Now I'm just horrified by it.
All right, well, let's play a couple of tunes. We'll come back and we'll wrap up the show.
All right, sounds good.
All right, I'm going to play a band that I think is very appropriate for this story.
Mm-hmm.
This one is called, the band is called Space Vacation.
Yeah.
And I think I will play something called On the Road.
Okay, sounds good.
So here's Space Vacation exclusively here
On your classic metal show.